Hello and welcome back everyone. We are going to continue on with the reading and the key concept questions for section 2 of the textbook reading for the Tang and Song Dynasties of China. The Song Dynasty restores China. After the fall of the Tang Dynasty, rival warlords divided China into separate kingdoms. Then in 960, an able general named Taizu reunited China and proclaimed himself the first Song or Sung emperor. The Song Dynasty, like the Tang, lasted about 3 centuries, from 960 to 1279. Although the Song ruled a smaller empire than either the Han or the Tang, China remained stable, powerful, and prosperous. Song armies never regained the western lands, a loss after 751, nor did they regain northern lands that they had lost to nomadic tribes during the Tang decline. But for a time, Song emperors tried to buy peace with their northern enemies. They paid hefty annual tributes of silver, silk, and tea, and this policy, however, ultimately failed to stop the threat from the north, and in the early 1100s, a Manchurian people called the Jurchen conquered northern China and established the Jin Empire. The Jurchen forced the Song to retreat south across the Huanghe, and after 1127, the Song emperors ruled only southern China. So the Song rulers established a grand new capital of Hangzhou, which is a coastal city south of the Chanjing. Despite its military troubles, the dynasty of southern Song saw rapid economic growth, and the south had become the economic heartland of China. Merchants in southern cities grew rich from trade with Chinese in the north and nomads of Central Asia and the people of Western Asia and Europe. Let's move on to the next section here. An era of prosperity and innovation. Section 3. During the Tang and Song dynasties, China's population nearly doubled, soaring to 100 million. By the Song era, China had at least 10 cities with a population of 1 million each, so China had become the most populous country in the world. It also became the most advanced. Science and technology. Artisans and scholars made important technological advances during the Tang and Song eras. Among the most important inventions were movable type and gunpowder. With movable type, a printer could arrange blocks of individual characters in a frame to make up a page for printing. Previously, printers had carved the words of a whole page into one large block, so the development of gunpowder in time led to the creation of explosive weapons such as bombs, grenades, small rockets, cannons, and more. Now, other important inventions of this period include porcelain, the mechanical clock, paper money, and the use of the magnetic compass for sailing. Now, the 1000s and 1200s was a rich period for Chinese mathematics too. The Chinese made advances in arithmetic and algebra, and many mathematical ideas such as using negative numbers spread from China southward and westward. Agriculture. The rapid growth of China resulted in part from advances in farming. Farmers especially improved the cultivation of rice. In about the year 1000, China imported a new variety of fast ripening rice from Vietnam, and this allowed the farmers to harvest 2 rice crops each year rather than 1. To make sure that the farmers knew about this improved variety, Chinese officials distributed seedlings throughout the country. The agricultural improvements enabled China's farmers to produce more food. Now, this was necessary to feed the rapidly expanding population in the cities. Trade and foreign contacts. Under the Tang and Song emperors, foreign trade had flourished. Tang imperial armies guarded the Great Silk Roads, which linked China to the west. Eventually, however, China lost control over these routes during the long Tang decline, and after this time, Chinese merchants relied increasingly on ocean trade. Chinese advances in sailing technology, including use of the magnetic compass, made it possible for sea trade to expand. Up and down China's long coastline, the largest port cities in the world bustled with international trade. Merchant ships carried trade goods to Korea and Japan. They sailed across the Indian Ocean into India and the Persian Gulf and even the coast of Africa. Chinese merchants established trading colonies around the Southeast Asia too, and many foreign traders, mostly Arabs, resided in Chinese cities. So although trade and travel, Chinese culture spread throughout East Asia, one major cultural export was Buddhism. This religion spread from China to Vietnam, Korea, and Japan, and the exchange of goods and ideas was two-way. For example, foreign religions, including Islam and some Eastern sects of Christianity, spread to China and actually won followers. A golden age of poetry and art. So the prosperity of the Tang and Song dynasties nourished an age of artistic brilliance. The Tang period produced great poetry. 2 of its most celebrated poets were Li Bo, who wrote about life's pleasures, and Tu Fu, who praised orderliness and Confucian virtues. Now, Tu Fu also wrote critically about war and hardships of soldiers, and once he himself was captured by rebels and taken to Chang'an, the capital city, he had sent his family to the village of Fuzhou for safety. Here he describes their separation. From the primary source, The same moon is above Fuzhou tonight, and from open window she will be watching it alone. The poor children are too little to be able to remember Chang'an, and her perfumed hair will be dampened by the dew. The air may be too chilly of her delicate arms. When can we both lean by the wind-blown curtains and see the tears dry on each other's face? So Chinese painting reached new heights of beauty during the Song Dynasty. Painting of this era shows Taoist influence. Artists emphasized the beauty of natural landscapes and objects, such as a single branch or flower, and the artists did not use bright colors. Black ink was their favorite paint. Said one Song artist, "Black is 10 colors." Please proceed to the next part of the presentation for the final part of the reading and the screencast-o-matic recording. Thank you.